Hi, I'd like to explain the Programme Lifecycle to you. The MSP Lifecycle is pretty good, but it doesn't work completely. So let's just have a look at what the MSP Lifecycle does. We have identification. Okay, that's the first stage. First stage, we have a mandate coming in here. So we've got a reason to start the programme. And then we do a few things. We get the governance sorted, find out who the sponsors are, and when we come out this end, we have a programme brief. Oops. That's a bit better for those people who like me to be tidy. Once we get to the programme brief, we've then got a decision point. Yeah, that all makes sense and it works rather well. Although in my experience, people get their programme brief and then they're normally off and running, and then a year later wonder why it's all gone horribly wrong. So what does MSP say then? It says we should go through a thing called defining, which is when we create blueprints, vision, get everybody on board and design the way the programme's going to be delivered. And from there to there's something like MSP recommends, something like 18 or 19 steps along that way, which is an awful lot of work. All right? And then what it says is, okay, once we get going, we have a thing called delivering capability, where the projects are building stuff. Yeah, so they're doing all their busyness, that's where they're spending their money. And then running in parallel, we have benefits. Yeah, realising the benefits. And then, at some stage, we come to the end. Close. And in this bit here, we call this tranches, because we go through waves of change. Waves, so we'll create a capability, we'll deliver the benefits, and we'll keep going around and around and around. So what do we actually find when we go and actually look at failed programs? They probably did this bit all right, and then off they go. Program brief, and they forget things like blueprints, visions, benefits, and all that sort of stuff. Think that a miracle is going to happen. What they really focus on is how much money they're going to spend on delivering their projects through their business case. All right, so all the effort goes in keeping the cost down there, and not enough effort goes into making this bit happen. So we have found that actually, even though that's what the MSP book says, and quite frankly, I wrote the MSP book, so I have to be quite culpable for this, we've actually got a better way of showing it now. So I'm going to demonstrate it to you, and hopefully do a better job of the drawing. So as with MSP, we still have an identification box. That all works. One of the best processes in MSP is identification. Yeah, most people get it. What they don't get is some of the stuff that happens in defining. So we have split this in half. So we have the define stage. At this point, we've got blueprints and benefits. Yeah, so what we've actually worked out there is the business case. And that is a good point to stop to check the viability of the programme. Now, interestingly, if you look at things like the Cabinet Office gateways and also the stuff around Green Book, they do actually have this break point. And then once you've decided you're going in the right direction, we can then design it. So we have put an extra box in there called design. Because if you stick strictly to what MSP says, you can end up designing a programme that takes you to the wrong place. So this needs signing off. So we've broken that up. And then, in the linear approach, you're probably expecting us to say, actually, what about the benefits and the capability? But I'll come back to that. What we then have is a linear process which recurs, called deliver tranches. Okay, and that delivery of tranches is a recurring management model where you're delivering delivering capability, transitioning to outcomes, and around you go again. And then we get to close. So now I think you're saying, oh, what happened to benefits? Okay, what happened to benefits? And I'll tell you what happened to benefits. Over here, we had a mandate. And for those of you that use the Green Book, That's strategic outline business case. So what actually happened was benefits actually started here. That's when it starts. Because once we start using the word, there's benefits, and there's a minimum latest point benefits start, is when you write your program brief, because you're already talking about benefits. So that process is actually running all the way through. All right? All the way through, that is. And if you take your eye off the benefits ball, I can guarantee they won't appear down here. All right? And so then, what about delivering projects? Okay, well, once you know where you're going, actually, you can start launching your projects. Yeah? So that's where the delivering the capability actually fits in. Yeah? All right, it's running there, and it runs all the way through to the end of the final tranche. In actual fact, when you're starting off your program, you can actually bring into scope existing projects, and as soon as they're in scope, then you've got delivering the capability working as well. All right, so I hope that gives you an alternative view on what is basically still a very solid model, but what actually happens in reality. There's your synchronous steps to get yourself to a solid program. To a large extent, it's quite chaotic in this area, and then we bring it to a tidy close. And trust me, I've seen loads of programs that never close. All right, and then we've got benefits running through, all the way through the life cycle, and your project program controls. All right, hopefully that proves interesting and gives you a different dimension on the program life cycle.